guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to do a little bit of a fun video inspired by Instagram and a few people that I've seen do this on YouTube, and it is the show me a photo of trend. So I asked you guys for questions on my Instagram, and my Instagram is here at @ChelseeAngeles_. You guys should follow me if you don't, because I post pretty much every day on there. I let you know when content is going to come out on all my platforms, and also if I do challenges and stuff like this or Q&As, that's where I do them. So I asked you guys what you wanted to see a photo of, and here are your responses, so let's get into it. The first one is show a picture of your first day at university. So here we are. I just remember on the first day of university feeling really daunted by it all, and I felt like everybody wanted to go out and get smashed, and me at 18 wasn't really into that yet. So it was like a weird world to be dropped into, but pretty much these are all the highlights from the first week, freshers week, so it was a good week. Going off that, show a photo of you at university. So I'll show, this was me in first year, this is me in second year, and this is me in final year. I feel like the only thing that really changed is probably my hair colour and how deep the bags under my eyes got. First year I felt like was a whirlwind for me. It was about going out and partying and just getting in touch with who I was as a person, what I wanted to do, and getting used to adulthood properly. Second year was stress. Worst year of university for personal reasons and just for university generally. And then final year on an emotional level is kind of crap. You guys know why. Equally on a career level and on a university level, my best year academically and stuff like that. So show when you were stressed at university. Well, I mean, I have so many clips. Literally, I'll show some videos of me doing essays and stuff throughout the last 3 years or whatever. I get stressed every time I have an essay, so there's a lot of content for that. Show a picture of your first day at King's. I mean, I've actually got no photos of me at King's because I haven't really been onto campus. The only photo I have of myself at King's was almost 18 months before I went, and it's when I looked around properly with it in mind that, oh, I could go to this university, and it made me laugh that some girl, I think her name was Tammy, showed me around, never met her before. I was a bit drunk from this a award ceremony thing that I went to, and it was held at King's, and I was going around the halls woo, give myself a tour, and this girl was can I help you? And I was yeah, I want to go here next year, I'm just giving myself a little tour. She was you're not meant to do that, but if you want a tour, I'll give you a real tour. And I was yes. So she did. She gave me a proper tour, and then halfway through the tour, she was stand there, pose, and took photos for me. And I was I didn't even ask her to do it. She just did it. She read my mind. But thanks to her, this is the only photo I have. Show some photos of you on holiday. I would say my best holiday, oh, actually, no, it's a toss-up. I was going to say my best holiday was when I went to Barbados in 2018. I mean, it was my best holiday because it's one of the few holidays I've been on in the last 5-10 years where I've just laid on a beach for a week and just chilled, read books, had cocktails. So I loved it for that aspect because I rarely do that. I don't think I've done that every single day for a week since, to be honest, and that's 3 years ago. My second close-up holiday was when I went to America last, which was 2019. Yes, 2019, September time. Went to New York, down to Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, and then all the way back up again and flew back out of New York. Oh my god, that was such a good holiday. And plus it was September, so it was 30 degrees there. Show a photo of the last night out you went on. The last night out I went on, I don't actually have any photos of myself, but here's the photos of when we all went out, and I met up with a few people who I lived with in my first year, and we basically had a mini flat 5 reunion. It was such a good night, and that was the last night I ever had, because I think a few days later I flew to Ireland, and then when I came back, national lockdown, coronavirus was a thing. So that was the last night out, but the last night out I went on was Halloween, just gone, so October 2020, when I was with all my civil service crew, which is basically my London crew. And oh my god, we went to this cocktail bar, and it was 2-for-1 cocktails. Basically all the drinks you can see here were £20 for them all. Insane, great night. Also had this vegan Chinese, can't remember where it was. I mean, I just remember Jessen ordered it for me, so whatever you ordered me, Jessen, it was sublime. I still think about it sometimes because it was genuinely one of the best Chinese I've ever had. So next, show a photo of you at work or at a job. Oh my, I've worked so many jobs, so I'll try and find some photos of me at McDonald's, me when I worked in a pub, and then me at work experience, and then me being a YouTuber. Like, that's the progression of my career. Oh, see if I can also find a photo of me at the hospital, but I'm not sure there will be any photos of that. Show a photo of you as a child. I'm just gonna like shame myself with all the photos I'm gonna show. I'll put a few here of me growing up. I was such a tomboy until I was probably about 10, 11. But then I realised, you know, sexual attraction's a thing, and I got my act together. Even though it was tomboyish, that's like a polite way to put it, realistically. It was just I didn't brush my hair for about a week at a time. And yeah, it wasn't a look for me. I look back at those photos and I'm like to my mum, how did you let me walk around like that? Going off that, very nicely, someone's asked, show embarrassing photos of yourself. I mean, there's many, there really is. There's some that are embarrassing, not for like the content, just for like the context. Like this one, for example, of like me being outed at a shite pool player. I mean, it's not even embarrassing, but like it just brings back the memories of when in first year as a friendship group we used to play pool a lot. And like if I'm drunk, I'm the world's best pool player. I think I'm in the championships. But if I am sober, then I'm awful. And the thing is, little story here, I don't know if I've ever shared this on my channel because it's embarrassing. That's why I don't think I've ever probably have. When I first went to university, somebody that I knew was on the pool team. So because we used to hang out at the bar that used to host the pool competitions every week, when they were short on a female player, they used to be like, oh, can you play for us? Because you don't have to win. It's just that if they don't have enough female players, they have to forfeit like the competition. So they would just be like, you play, and I'd be so bad. I can't emphasize it enough, like so bad. And these people would be on the pool team, okay? They'd actually like be professionals, and I would like pot the white, I would pot the black before you're meant to. It's just embarrassing. It's actually triggering to think about. So knowing that, all of my friends used to come to the bar, buy drinks, and get a front row seat of me making a car crash of myself every week. And then it was just like a reputational thing of, even though I did improve with pool, everyone was just like, you're awful at pool. So yeah. Show photos of you at your happy place. My happy place, toss up between on a mountain somewhere. So I'll show you some photos from Mount Snowdon and in Wales, and I'll also show you some photos of Peak District, which is near where I'm from. Oh, and actually I'm going to show you a photo that I took when I was 8 years old on a little Kodak camera and had to get it developed, and it turned out to be such a nice photo, like introduction to photography basically. I'll put those here. Or it's when I went to Barbados. I have this thing, I just love reading on the beach as the sun sets. Like I did that every single day in Barbados, and it just, oh, it's a state of mind. So that photo here. Show pictures of you when you were drunk. Thankfully, I don't really keep many photos of myself on my camera roll. I've got like 2,000 photos on my whole camera roll, and this goes back to 2013. Like I don't keep much. So the photos of me drunk are going to be on my friends' camera rolls, but I was like, do you know what? I'm not going to embarrass myself really by asking them to submit photographs, because I don't want to bring that trauma back up. So basically the only photos I have of me drunk, or videos I have, I'll put here, but most of the time I know that I'm embarrassing when I'm drunk, so I do not film it. I do not take photos. I don't allow people to take photos of me. But there is a one photo, and for the life of me, I'll have to try and find it. But this is the drunkest I've been in a long time. It was in Freshers Week 2019, so in my final year, and I was like being a stick, and I just remember being on the bus and being hammered. But when I get hammered, I get really tired, and I just remember I had my face like pushed up against the window, and people were spotting me from YouTube, and they were coming up to me on the bus, obviously all drunk as well, being like, oh my god, you're a YouTuber, da 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 da. And I felt really bad because I was like in no place to be being like, hi, yeah, it's me. I was just like, oh my god, I want to go home, I feel ill. Like, and I just remember they took photos of me when I was like in that state on the bus, and like with me. Is
that you, Chelsie? Oh my gosh, is that you?
And then I got sent them anyway at a later date, and I looked at them and thought, I look awful. Like, to whoever met me in that state of me just being insanely tired and a little more than a little drunk at 4 a.m. I'm sorry that's the way you had to meet me. Show photos of you at your happiest. Do you know what? I think me at my happiest has been this last month of 2021. For the first time in a long time that I can remember, just being like happy every single day, waking up and just being like excited about every day. I can't remember the last time I've had a sad cry. Probably at least been a month. Whereas like 2019, I would cry like 5 times a week. Show a photo of when you're sad. I have many of these, just me crying, me getting dumped, me having my feelings hurt. let's move on. And finally, show a photo of what you're most proud of. Do you know what? I think it is a toss-up because I can't think off the top of my head what I'm most proud of. Really, it's like those questions you get in an interview and they go, tell us your greatest achievement, and I'm like, I'm 21. I don't think I have one yet. But I would say if I had to answer, it'd either be when I graduated university and I like photoshopped my dissertation hand-in pics, or when I finally got attested into the army last month and like, I don't know, it just hit me that day. I'll put the photo here. It hit me that day. I was like, oh, I'm in the army now. Like, I've worked towards this for 7 months and now I'm like in. And it's the finally starting that journey of actually being in. Everything up until this moment, it's just like been admin. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little fun video. I guess if you want to see more videos like this that are a bit more light-hearted, me showing you a side and many photos and videos that I do not normally share, then let me know. If you want to see content like this normally, then just, as I said, head over to my Instagram at @ChelseeAngeles_, because that's where it's all at. And on that note, I will see you guys in the next video. I will see you next time. Bye.